You've probably seen the ads. You buy the neon powder, scoop it into a shaker bottle, and suddenly you're supposed to pack on muscle and shed body fat by the weekend. But dropping $60 a tub while getting 5 hours of sleep and skipping half your workouts is a terrible trade. You're draining your wallet for a physical result that your body cannot actually produce under those conditions. This chart illustrates the biological hierarchy of physical progress. If you want results, you have to build your habits from the bottom up. That massive base at the bottom represents your sleep and training schedule. Showing up to the gym and recovering properly dictates the overwhelming majority of your actual physical change. Without it, nothing else works. The middle tier represents your daily calories and total protein intake. You have to give your body the physical building blocks through whole foods before powders even enter the conversation. Way up there at the absolute peak is where supplements live. They are, at best, a 5% optimization tool. They refine a system that is already working. They do not fix a broken one. Because we're talking about active ingredients, if you are a teenager or have an underlying health condition, you need to consult a medical professional before starting any new regimen. This is about general education. Buying a shortcut usually leaves you exactly where you started, just with less cash. You cannot out-supplement a bad lifestyle, no matter what the label promises. This chart plots the fitness industry's most popular products, graphing financial cost against actual scientific efficacy. Let's start with the supplements that belong in the trash. Down in the bottom right, we have BCAAs, or branched-chain amino acids. If you are already eating enough protein from whole foods like meat, eggs, or dairy, you're getting these aminos in abundance. You're essentially paying $30 to $40 for expensive, flavored water. It provides absolutely zero additional muscle growth on top of a standard diet. Next are fat burners. Despite the aggressive marketing, these pills do not inherently melt away fat cells. They're primarily just heavy doses of caffeine and other stimulants. They might slightly raise your metabolic rate by a few dozen calories a day, but that tiny burn comes at the steep cost of heightened cortisol, daily anxiety, and jitters that can wreck your focus. Then we have mass gainers. The massive 1,000-calorie servings they boast don't come from high-quality nutrients. They're loaded with maltodextrin, which is basically just cheap, processed sugar. Rapidly drinking that much liquid sugar spikes your insulin and floods your system with excess energy. The result is a highly unfavorable ratio of weight gain. You add a lot of fat and very little actual muscle. The marketing industry thrives on your fear of missing out. They package these low-efficacy, high-margin powders as magic solutions, leaving you with poor results and an empty wallet. As we move away from the money pits, we look at this chart's middle tier. These aren't biological necessities. They are conditional tools to make your logistics easier. Take whey protein. It's derived from milk and serves as a highly efficient, rapidly absorbed delivery system for essential amino acids when you're short on time. It saves you from cooking and chewing another chicken breast. However, drinking your calories doesn't keep you as full, and you miss out on the dense micronutrients that solid whole food provides. Pre-workouts fall into this same category. They deliver an acute spike to your central nervous system, giving you focused energy for one specific training session. But timing is everything. Taking a heavy dose of caffeine late in the afternoon will ruin your deep sleep cycles that night, which directly sabotages the muscle recovery you just trained for. You're essentially borrowing tomorrow's energy for today's workout. If you do that every day, your tolerance builds, and soon you'll need 2 scoops just to feel normal. These tools exist to plug specific gaps in your routine, like missing a meal or surviving an occasional bout of extreme fatigue. They shouldn't be your default setting every single day. Finally, this chart zeroes in on the top left section. These are the rare supplements backed by overwhelming scientific consensus, offering the highest physiological return on investment for very little money. Creatine monohydrate sits at the absolute top. It works by saturating your muscle cells, maximizing their ATP energy reserves, so you can grind out those last, difficult reps. That extra performance capacity does have a minor trade-off. Your muscles will store a bit more water, meaning the scale might jump a few pounds, but it's intramuscular hydration, not body fat. Ignore the complicated loading phases or expensive, sparkly flavors. A basic, unflavored 5-gram dose every day is the most efficient and cost-effective method. Alongside it are vitamin D3 in the morning and magnesium at night. Most people working indoor jobs are deeply deficient in both of these crucial micronutrients. Reaping the benefits requires building a strict daily habit. Stick with it, and you'll see massive improvements in your sleep quality, stress levels, and overall hormone regulation. True optimization isn't usually something you feel kick in after 20 minutes. The cheapest, most boring supplements on the shelf are the ones that actually drive your baseline health forward. This graphic shows the difference between rolling the dice and buying safely. Instead of just asking what to take, you need to know how to acquire it, and that means looking for third-party testing. You will pay slightly more per serving for a certified product. In exchange, you completely remove the risk of ingesting heavy metals or unlisted banned stimulants. If you are an eager beginner, your directive is simple: avoid all supplements for your first 3 months. Spend that energy entirely on showing up to the gym consistently and drinking enough water. For the busy professional, use a high-quality whey protein. Keep it at your desk or in your car, so you can easily hit your daily protein target without the stress of extensive meal prep. And if you're an optimizer who already has their training dialed in, prioritize daily creatine for energy output and nighttime magnesium to protect your sleep, because sleep is the true biological driver of muscle growth. 90% of the fitness supplement industry is just expensive noise. Real physical progress requires ignoring the flashy marketing and applying specific tools only when they make logical sense for your life. Your next step is clear. Pick just one foundational habit, whether that's hitting your daily protein target using real food or starting a basic daily dose of creatine, and sustain it for the next 7 days.